Hello learners, this is Habiba with Excel with me. If you like the video, please do subscribe, like, share and comment below. I will bring you the best content always. Now let's begin with our today's class, that is Pedagogy of Social Sciences, with the topic School Curriculum and Resources in Social Sciences, with the subtopic From Subject-Centered to Behaviorist to Constructivist Approach to Curriculum Development. In the previous class, we have learned about subject-centered approach, that is, content will be given importance, not the learner and curriculum. And then we have discussed behaviorist approach, that is, learning occurs through behavioral changes, observation. Through observation and experience, learning happens. Then we have discussed constructivist approach, that is, knowledge, construction of knowledge is given importance. Learner-centered approach it is also called as. Now let's discuss today, that is, curriculum development. Now let's understand in detail about curriculum development. Introduction. Student-driven educational plan advancement can further develop commitment, cooperation and results in any on the web or in-person learning climate. So, curriculum development is, it's a plan. That is, the curriculum, which kind of curriculum should be developed for the learner to get motivated to learn further. Then curriculum development can be defined as the step-by-step process used to create positive improvements in courses offered by a school, college or university. Obviously, curriculum development is a step-by-step process. That means already we have discussed in previous class about how curriculum is designed, that you can go to the video and you can watch it. Now this is step-by-step process which will create positive improvements. That means learner gets interested to studies and education. So those courses, what kind of courses should be included for the learners with the interest they will learn in the schools, colleges or university level. As the world keeps on developing, new disclosures must be snagged into the training educational programs. Obviously, every time we have new things in life. That means education also should be such that very interesting for the learners. Then inventive showing procedures and systems such as dynamic learning or mixed learning. That is, mixed learning means a blended learning. A blend of customary in study hall and online education are additionally continually being contrived to further develop the understudy learning experience. Thus, an establishment should have an arrangement set up for recognizing these movements and afterward have the option to carry out them in the school educational program. Then what is curriculum development? Let's go in detail. What is curriculum development? The manner in which we comprehend and conjecture educational program today has changed fundamentally throughout the long term. Today, the most straightforward meaning of educational plan is the subjects that make up a course of study at schools, colleges or universities. That means what kind of program should be there fundamentally throughout the long term. That means whole educational year, the studies. That is planning, educational plan with different subjects for the development of the learner, overall development of the learning. Then the word educational program has establishes in Latin. It initially signified racing chariot, that is racing course also it is called. Curriculum, the word has been taken from, that is came from the action word currere to run, that means continuously happening something. Curriculum advancement is inseparable from course arranging or course improvement. Obviously, the curriculum is attached to the educational program. Perceive that distinctions in course configuration exist. A mathematical course taken at one college may cover a similar material, yet the instructor may show it in an alternate manner. Obviously, the course will be taken in different colleges might be the same, but the instructor, how they will teach in different manner, in alternate manner they will teach to create interest among the learners. However, the core fundamentals of curriculum development remain the same. The core curriculum will remain same. The strategies and methods of the instructors will change. Now, what are the different categories of curriculum development? Let's understand. Current curriculum can be broken down into two broad categories. They are the product category and the process category. The product category is results oriented, that is, grades are the prime objective, with the focus lying more on the finished product rather than on the learning process. That is, burdening the students with so much of knowledge, and they will see at the end what grades the students will get. Then comes the process category, however, is more open-ended and focuses on how learning develops over a period of time. That is very important. The process category is very important. That should be open-ended, not close-ended like the product category. So over a period of time, learning gets developed. These two categories need to be taken into account when developing curriculum. Now, what is curriculum planning? Curriculum planning involves implementing different instructional strategies and organizational methods that are focused on achieving optimal student development and student learning outcomes. Instructors might structure their curriculum around daily lesson plans, a specific assignment, a chunk of coursework, certain units within a class, or an entire educational program. So, every educational institution, they should have some planning, even curriculum planning, that is implementing the strategies, instructional strategies and organizational methods. Why? To achieve optimum student development and also the students' learning outcomes, what students have learnt, that is also very important. So the instructors must structure their curriculum around daily lessons. Obviously, the teachers used to write the daily lesson plan. Why? To achieve the maximum learning, achieve the goals. Why this learning is important? If we teach this topic, what the students will learn, that is very important. Coursework, entire educational program should be planned before. Then what is curriculum design? In brief, let's understand. Curriculum design is the deliberate organization of course activities and delivery within a classroom. When higher educational instructors design their curriculum, they identify learning objectives, timely and relevant bridge-ins, course content and readings, both low and high stakes assessments. Obviously, these all things should be considered very important to design any curriculum. Learning objectives. If we teach these subjects, what we are going to achieve. Then timely and relevant bridge-ins. The time duration is also very important, and relevant things. Irrelevant things should not be there, relevant one. Then course content. Obviously, the course content, what course content is taught to the learners, that is also very important. Both low and high stake assessments, low order and higher order. assessments. Remember that the curriculum contains the knowledge and skills that a student needs to master in order to move to the next level. Obviously, whatever curriculum is there, knowledge and skills should be developed, mastered by the learners. They should move to the next level. By thinking about how their curriculum is designed, teachers ensure they have covered all the necessary requirements. From there, they can start exploring various approaches and teaching methods that can help them achieve their goals. Obviously, what kind of curriculum should be designed, that is very, very important. Necessary things should be taken care, and also exploring things, exploring different approaches and teaching methods to achieve their goals is important. Now, what are the three models of curriculum design? There are three models of curriculum design, that is subject-centered, learner-centered, problem-centered design. Now, let's discuss one by one. Subject-centered curriculum design revolves around a particular subject matter or discipline such as mathematics, literature or biology, social sciences, etc. This model of curriculum design tends to focus on the subject rather than the student. Obviously, we have discussed already subject-centered approach in which content is given important, not the student. Now, it is the most common model of standardized curriculum that can be found in KG to 12th public schools. Then subject-centered curriculum design is not student-centered, and the model is less concerned with individual learning styles compared to other forms of curriculum design. Now, this can lead to problems with student engagement and motivation and may cause students who are not responsive to this model to fall behind. Obviously, if we give continuously the subject only importance, not the learner, if the learner is not interested in that topic or subject, then the learning will not be there and no motivation for further learning to move to the next level. Then learner-centered curriculum design, this is the best one and very, very important. By contrast, revolves around student needs, interests and goals. It acknowledges that students are not uniform but individuals and therefore should not in all cases be subject to a standardized curriculum. Obviously, all the individuals are not same. Everyone has unique nature, unique behavior, unique performance. So, according to that, the curriculum should be designed according to the learner. This approach aims to empower learners to shape their education through choices, obviously. Now, differentiated instructional plans provide an opportunity to select assignments, teaching and learning experiences, or activities that are timely and relevant. This form of curriculum design has been shown to engage and motivate students. Now, balancing individual student interest with the course required outcomes could prove to be a daunting task. Now, let's understand problem-centered curriculum design. This teaches students how to look at a problem and formulate a solution. A problem-centered curriculum model helps students engage in authentic learning because they are exposed to real life issues and skills which are transferable to the real world. Very important. Actually, learner-centered and problem-centered curriculum should be clubbed together because the learners will have to enter into the real life situations. If already they have some experience with tackling the real life situations, they will not face any problem in future. Now, problem-centered curriculum design has been shown to increase the relevance of the curriculum and encourages creativity, innovation and collaboration in the classroom. The drawback to this model is that the individual needs and interests of students aren't always accounted for. So, just problem-centered is not that we can say important, but if we club together or collaborate learner centered and problem centered, that will be the best curriculum. Now, by considering all three models of curriculum design before they begin planning, instructors can choose the model that is best suited to both their students and their course. Now, how to create curriculum? Developing engaging course plan means considering how learning occurs before, during and after your class. Here are some factors to consider. Before your lesson, consider your learning objectives and source meaningful content. Obviously, these two are very important. Why we are teaching to the students, and what should be the objectives, and also what are the source of content, meaningful content, that too. That is very important. Then during your lesson, administer relevant formative assessments to gauge pre-existing and current understanding of course concepts. Obviously, assessments are very important nowadays. Formative and summative assessments are taken into consideration. After your lesson, determine what students have learned by facilitating summative assessments. Now let's conclude this topic. A thoughtful course plan is an essential piece of the instructional design process. Not only does it help track progress towards learning objectives, it ensures teaching is balanced with adequate opportunities for reflection, application of knowledge, and community building. So that kind of curriculum should be designed, which is very, very important, and which is adequate, which can reflect, which can apply the knowledge and also build the community. Developing, designing and implementing an education curriculum is not an easy task. Obviously, that is very, very important, and at the same time very difficult also. With educational technology playing an increasingly essential role in education, and with today's diverse student body, instructors have their work cut out for them. But by following the fundamental guidelines and framework of curriculum development, educators will be setting themselves and their students up for long-term success. So, what kind of curriculum should be there? That is learner center, and also motivating the learners for further learning, and also adding technology to the education. These are all very, very important. Innovative strategies and methods, that kind of curriculum should be there. Instructors can design with the guidelines given by National Curriculum Framework, or the body which is created for the best educational goals. So we come to the end of this class. If you like the video, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can get the notification of next class. If you like, please like the hit button also, and comment below what kind of content you want. Thanks for your attention and time. Happy learning.